one of the things I want to talk about is trading for Justin Jefferson and or Devon Achane right now. Jefferson on IR. Achane could end up on IR. I don't think you can just necessarily assume that Jefferson will be back in 4 weeks. But Jamie, you 4-1, maybe you're 5-0. You looking to trade for Justin Jefferson right now, or are you staying away? Too risky?
Oh, I would definitely be trying to trade for him. And I'll go back to the trade that you and I made. I wouldn't give those two players per se for Justin Jefferson, which the trade we made was before the injury, where I gave you Bijan Robinson and Jalen Waddle. But I wouldn't be opposed to making a significant offer for Justin Jefferson if I felt really good about my fantasy roster. So like somebody, I think it was Zach Brook, asked me, "Oh, how do you feel about the trade?" Yesterday, I said, "You know what? If Jefferson comes back, I'm perfectly fine with it in 4 games because of how I feel about my team right now. Because I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. So I think if you like your fantasy roster, you don't give up those 2 players. Again, make no mistake. That was a pre-Jefferson injury trade.
You got Alexander Madison in that too. It wasn't just Jefferson.
That's true. But
yeah.
I think, again, part of it is like you give up a piece that's going to help somebody and probably 2, but not 2 high-end stars. And I think that's a good move to make if you feel really good about your roster. Like you got to understand, like, these are not the last injuries we're going to deal with. So you might be thinning out your depth a little bit. But if you are 4-1, 5-0, love your 3-2 team, then those are the type of moves that help you win a championship. Same thing with Devon Achane. And I think even the same thing with James Conner, to a lesser degree.
Yeah, who has more value right now, Achane or Jefferson, Heath?
I would still say Jefferson. Although I do feel more hopeful that Achane's going to play in the next 5 weeks than I do Jefferson. Still, like, we got a 2-game sample size of Devon Achane as the best running back in football. We've got a 2-year sample size as Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver or one in the top tier. So I'm a little more certain about Jefferson's status when he is back.
I think also with Achane, not that he's going to lose his job, but he might come back to both Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert playing.
Yep.
And that could be a slight problem, if not a big problem.
That's true. Jefferson has a bye in week 13. He's eligible to return in week 10. But like I said, they put him on IR pretty quickly. So I don't know that I have no idea. I have no idea how long. No, we don't know how long he's going to be out.
I did a segment with Rick Spielman yesterday on CBS Sports HQ, and he knows him as well as anybody. He drafted him, former Vikings GM. And he thinks that we're not giving you the opportunity to get back on the field.
Right.
To protect him from himself is exactly what he said. So who knows?
Yeah. Who else was like that? They said they put him on IR so he could focus on his Kupp. That's exactly what happened with Cooper Kupp. They said, they wanted him to get back to pretty close to 100%, and Kupp missed only 4 games. Okay, I got a trade offer in our podcast league. I have Justin Jefferson. I'm 2-3. I have to trade him. I have to. And I got an offer, Michael Thomas and Tank Dell. And that is not going to do it. Yeah. And I don't blame you for making that offer. I don't blame you. But that's not going to do it. You got to get more than that for Justin Jefferson, and for Achane, I guess, as well.
So as somebody in that situation, like, what are you looking for?
Oh gosh, I honestly don't know. I would say, somebody like Jalen Waddle, who I think is still a buy low, and honestly, I think that's kind of fair. Because I would probably like to get one more player. I don't know it's going to be anyone all that good, but it's got to be a must-start guy, I think, on a much lower end.
Would you take Jalen Waddle and James Cook?
Yeah. If I'm 2-3, what's that?
I would not give that much up.
You wouldn't? No? Okay.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I would take that. I think I would take Waddle straight up for Jefferson if I'm 1-4 or 2-3. I mean, I might even try to do a little bit better. Trying to think of who it would be. But yeah, like I would take Tony Pollard if people are panicking on him, but I don't think anyone's going to trade Tony Pollard for Justin Jefferson. I don't know. I have no idea what the market's going to be. Your needs are going to change based on your record, right? Like if I'm 4-1, I'm probably not giving up Jefferson for Waddle. But
yeah, I have Jefferson in now 3 leagues. It was 2. One is Dynasty, so obviously I'm not trading him, and I'm 5-0 in that league. And then the other one, I'm 4-1, and I'm just going to ride it out. So it's for me as the Jefferson manager, and even in the IDP league, I'm 3-2. But like I said, I like my roster, so I'm not panicking, but I can understand you at 2-3 and having concerns prior to him getting hurt, wanting to try and get something that can hopefully save your season.
I didn't have concerns.
You had concerns about your roster.
Oh yeah, about my roster. Who won your oh wow, Jamie, you beat Heath in the Dynasty League in week 5.
One of the more surprising upsets of my fantasy career, because Heath's team is loaded. And I really got lucky to start the duo Thursday night of Sam Howell and Logan Thomas. I have DJ Moore in that league too, so that was a big part of it. But what those two guys were able to do, that Thursday night lead was like, oh, I got a shot. And it was funny because I think I was up like 70 points going into the afternoon on Sunday, or maybe Sunday night or Monday. And he still had the projected to win. Like, that's how good his team is.
I think I was projected to win until Aaron Jones was ruled out.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
And it wouldn't have mattered. Like, I think I had one guy who scored 9 points in his place, and that wouldn't have been enough. But, I'm sitting at 2-3, living up to my team name, loser. Thankfully, I get to play one of the tanking teams this week. We're just going to ride it out. I've still got my first round pick just in case this continues to go south.